Hey, PJ, thanks for your time.
Mm.
PJ, what was the difference on defense in the second half last week at Nebraska? What changed?
Uh, Came out of the second half um, with a plan. Came out in the second half with much better energy than we started the game with. But that's how we got to start games. So it can't be a question of what changed in the second half. What you guys do better in the second half. It has to be from the get go. We have to play like the team we played in the second half, and so that's the adjustment that needs to be made. We got to play much better ball in the first half, like we're doing in the second half of these games.
Roger Snow.
Hey, BJ. I know it's probably like the $1 million question here, but regarding kind of those slow starts, uh, can you put your finger on why that's happening? Why guys are coming out kind of this way? I mean, is there anything you can point to or anything that has changed that maybe can translate to that first half?
No, I can't. I can't put my finger on it. All I can do is just concentrate throughout the week of and not just myself, but all the guys coming out in practice, coming out with an intention, coming out with energy, with the focus on what we have to do at the beginning of practice. So it translates to the beginning of the games. I can't put my finger on anything, but I know what we have to do in order to give us the best chance possible of starting faster this week against Iowa.
Ben Free.
Hey BJ, thanks for your time. I know after the games these past couple weeks, a couple people have mentioned the need for tough conversations, just to turn things around and get over that hump. So like, what do those kind of look like, and as you move forward and try to get in the win column?
For me, it's all about holding myself accountable. I can't hold anybody else accountable unless I'm looking myself in the mirror first. So for me, I got to look at everything I'm doing. I got to look at everything I'm doing off the field and on the field, and see if it correlates to winning football. And if I'm not doing that, then I gotta change what I'm doing. So as far as the tough conversations go, I think guys are having. I think guys are looking themselves in the mirror before doing anything else, and that's what we need moving forward. And that's what I know we're doing. We have a great group of guys on this team, and we all hold ourselves to a high standard, and that's just what it's got to be for us to be the team we want to be moving forward this season.
Tyler Donahue.
Hi, PJ. Thank you for your time. Will Levis came in with you in that class. If we get to see more of him moving forward and he is successful as Penn State quarterback, what has he done since you guys got to campus to put himself in that situation?
Yeah, I came in with Will. We were part of the 4 guys that came in early May. And Will's just a workhorse, man. Like so many guys in this program, Will really has just kept his head down and grinded every day. No matter what his role is, I saw him working when he was, where he was freshman year when a lot of guys were in front of him. He wasn't playing. He was redshirting. He just went to work every day, man. He has a great attitude about things. He's a phenomenal leader. I always see him coaching up guys. I always see him being energetic on the field. So that's what you want from your best players on the football team, and I think that's what Will has brung this season and seasons past.
Parth.
Hey, PJ, appreciate the time this afternoon. Thank you. I know obviously different side of the ball than you, but from your perspective, when you look across the field, what has Devin Ford done to be ready to be, the guy at running back for y'all?
Just concentrate on the things he needs to improve and concentrate on the things that he knows he needs to take that next step. Devin is a great guy. And I think he showed that, against Nebraska, what he's capable of doing on the field. I think he had a great game. He really ran hard and showed people that, he can be that guy. And I think moving forward, you're going to see more of Devin really taking over games in the run game. And that's really what we need out of Devin. I think he understands that. And, I think he's taken everything that's come his way this season really, head on, and it's done a very good job of that. I'm proud of Devin. And I know he's going to continue to grow in that running back role and bring those young guys along as well. So, Devin's doing a great job, and he's only going to get better as the season progresses.
New bias Wilborn.
Hey, man, thanks for always for doing this, man. I really appreciate it.
No doubt.
All right, so anyway, respect from there, man. Coach was mentioning about all the false positives and the process of testing, man. Mentally, for you as a player, what is that process like of waiting for a test to come back and then having teammates deal with the false negatives?
Yeah, for me, I just do all the little things correctly, man. It's just washing my hands, wearing my mask, socially distance, just staying away from people who aren't a part of the football team. That's really what I do. And, I can control that. I can't control anything else. I can't control the false positives. So I make sure I'm doing everything, all the little things right. So I really don't have to worry about it. And, Coach mentioned we did have a lot of false positives. That's just part of it. There are false positives all over the country. We're going to deal with it. Next man up mentality and take it as that. We're not going to dwell that or dwell on that or use it as anything. We're just going to, it is what it is. And we're going to continue moving forward.
Joe Giuliano.
Hey, PJ, thanks again for your time.
Yes, sir.
Just what do you think the confidence level is on the defense as a whole? And how do you guys keep the younger guys from getting into a funk or anything?
Right. The confidence level hasn't changed. It's very high. And it's going to continue to be high. We all know we're tremendous football players and what we're capable of doing. We just have to do it on Saturdays. That moving forward, we're going to play much better football. It starts in practice. We had a great day of practice on Tuesday. We're going to have a great practice today, and we're going to have a great practice these next 2 days in order for us to be successful. And that's all we can control, man. We're not worried about anything else. We know what we can do. We just got to do it. And as far as, bringing the young guys along and making sure they don't get down on themselves, it starts with us. We got to show them at practice that, even though we're not where we want to be, we still got to go to work because no one really cares how we feel and I would for sure doesn't care how we feel. So we're going to continue to work hard and prepare for this Iowa bunch that's coming in this weekend.
Donnie Collins.
Hey, PJ, thanks for doing this.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of guys after the game said that Will gave a spark to the defense. And I'm just wondering, I think it's easy to see the offense as one thing and the defense as another, but how much does the quarterback's play, his style, his attitude, generally speaking, affect what the defense can do and how they approach things?
Are you talking about Wills or just quarterback in general?
Just a quarterback in general.
Hey, the quarterback's a heart and soul of the team, and I think both of those guys, Will or Sean, are they do a lot for this program, man. They're tremendous guys off the field. They're tremendous football players on the field. They're tremendous leaders. Sean being a captain and Will just being, basically a captain as well. He's a leader in our program, and everybody looks to him. So, it really doesn't matter if it's Will or Sean. I know they're going to do what they have to do. They're going to do their job, and they're going to do it extremely well. And, Will came in and did a great job for us, but I trust both of those guys. And and as far as, defensive wise, we do look to them. They do give us a certain energy booster when we see them out there performing and doing their thing, because we want to get back on that field and do our thing for them. So no matter who it is, we have the utmost confidence in them. And, as a defense, we want to help bring them along. And I know they want to do the same thing for us.
Rich Garcella.
PJ, from the time that you guys returned to campus in June or July, whenever, to now, what have you seen from your offensive line? What has their journey been like since your return to campus?
Yeah, I think the offensive line has done a tremendous job this year. I think it shows on Saturdays. They had a coaching change just like us, but they didn't allow it to be an excuse in their preparation. And those guys are continuing to get better. We battle offensive line, defensive line every day, and we're just getting each other better. And I think as the season progresses, they're going to continue to get better and just use that coach and that Coach Troutwine has given us and use those little techniques and it just allow themselves to be the best version that they can be. And I think that's all we can really ask out of anybody is working hard, use the coaching, and then go use it on Saturdays. And I think they're doing a good job of that.
Gianna Gully.
Hi, PJ. Hope you're doing well.
So, yeah.
Thank you. Have you found it difficult to drown out the outside noise this season? You know, in regards to social media, it could be a tough place for you guys to be on right now in terms of, you know, negativity surrounding it. But at the same time, it's an environment that, you know, college students, student athletes, it plays a large role in. So.
All right. Yeah. Not for me personally. And I don't think anybody on the team, you know, people are always going to say what they want to say. You know, that doesn't really affect me, how I live my life and how I prepare and go about my business. You know, that's just a way of life. Social media is going to be social media. At the end of the day, we have a job to do, and that can't really get in our head and allow us to lose focus on what the job is at hand. So, you know, not for me. Every week we have to go out there and we have to be the best version of ourselves and get a win, and that's our only focus, nothing else.
Tyler Donahue.
PJ, it seems like Jason Oweh is really finding his groove over the course of this first month of the season. A lot of us are tempted to look in the box score and the stat sheets to see how guys are doing. But what is Jason doing, snap in, snap out, that you're seeing and that this defensive line room is seeing?
And Jason's done a great job, man. And it started in the work he was doing in the offseason. Man, he was putting in the extra work. Every day he's been working with Coach Dion. I think all the defensive ends, you know, Jason, Shaka, Disa, Nick, you know, I could go down the list of the defensive ends who are really putting in the extra work with Coach Dion Barnes and allowing themselves to get better. You know, but for Jason, I think Jason's mentality, you know, this season is really been, you know, like kind of underappreciated. I think really the average person doesn't really see how he's been able to really just dominate teams, dominate offenses. You know, I don't think there's anybody in the country who can block him or Shaka. And, you know, that's what we need. You know, that's what teams need, a great defensive line play. And I think Jason is giving us that. And I think he's going to continue to give us that. You know, just as the season goes on, just as he gets more reps and gets more comfortable with where he's at. So, you know, I'm so proud of him. I came in with him. That's my brother. You know, all those guys are my brother, but you know, Jason, I'm really proud of what he's doing this season.
Parth.
PJ, can you take us back to kind of what was said in the locker room at halftime against Nebraska? And typically when y'all are having these kind of complete 180 turnarounds, you know, y'all have been outscored, I think 93-26 in the 4 first halves so far. But, you know, in the Maryland game and in the Nebraska game, the defense didn't give up a single touchdown in the second half. What is that message in the locker room? What is being discussed that's kind of driving y'all to flip a switch?
Right. I think, you know, it comes down to, you know, the score is what the score is. We can't go back and change what happened in the first half, but we can for sure change how we play in the second half. And I think that's the whole message. That's been the message coming into the locker room. And that's what's allowed us to be so successful is we got to turn it up. We got to lock in. We got to focus more on what we're doing. Again, I constantly talk about it, but we got to do our job, do it very well, and just go out there and play and have fun, man. We got to play with energy. We got to play with passion. We got to do all that. And I think that's what's really allowed us to do that in the second half. But the problem is it's the second half. We got to start doing that in the first half.
We have time for 2 more. We'll go to Joe Giuliano.
PJ, when you play a second half like you did last week against Nebraska, does that like create momentum? I know it's 7 days till the next game, but does that kind of put you guys in a good frame of mind for the week to duplicate that performance for 4 quarters against Iowa?
Absolutely, man. You know, we see what we're capable of as a team, man. It does give us momentum, but we got to use it. It means nothing if we show what we're capable of in the second half if we don't come out in the first half against Iowa playing like we did in that second half. So, you know, we just got to start faster, man. That's the bottom line. We got to play good winning, great winning football in those first halves of every game. It doesn't matter who we're playing. We got to come out. We got to come out strong, and we got to come out with a complete focus on what we got to do and do it extremely well. So, you know, I keep saying it, but that's the bottom line. We got to play winning football in the first half.
Last question, Donnie Collins.
PJ, how is Iowa different offensively than many of the other teams you guys see?
they want to establish the run. They want to establish early. I think Iowa doesn't do the, pretty things you see a lot of these spread offenses do around the country. They want to get downhill. They want to use play action. They got a couple studs out at receiver. They want to get them the ball, but they're not going to do too much flashy stuff. And we gotta be prepared for that. It's going to be a hard fought game in them trenches on the outside too. So I was not trying to do too much. And you see that they're not going to sugarcoat their offense. It is what it is, and they say, hey, you got to stop it. So that's what we got to do.
All right, PJ, thank you for your time today. Appreciate
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.